Welcome back to Swordman Josh Gaming on this pre-release weekend, and we have our War of the Spark booster box. And doo 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 doo. Tezzeret, Master of the Bridge. This is the buy a box promo. It's foily and pretty. Currently going for like $30 a pop. He'll be a lot of fun. See if I can do something with him. But let's get into this. For those who are astute, you will see that the box is already open. We are opening the first third today. Let's get this plastic completely off of here. Maybe. So hopefully everybody else had a great pre-release and enjoyed it. I know I did. For those who are also astute, if I can get this in here, you'll notice that my first 3 packs are open. I'm like a kid in a candy store. I couldn't help myself. I opened the top 3 packs, and now we are going to open the third. So we'll take this side over here. Minus 1, 2, 3 packs. Put them back. And all the rares are still in these 3 packs that I did open. I just couldn't help myself. So let's get a cracking. So let's open these 3 packs down here I've already opened. There are a couple of the commons that are missing, but the rares are still in here. And I believe all the uncommons are in here as well. So I am going to skip over the commons for everybody who's been following this. There's been so much show about War of the Spark like there is for all the pre-releases. You know all the commons, you know all the uncommons. So let's get going. But we will slow down for the uncommons. So we have a Sunblade Angel, lots of skills, but a very high CMC. Not sure how much play it will see. It's got Flying, First Strike, Vigilance, and Lifelink. The only thing that could make this better and worth the CMC was also if it had Double Strike, in my opinion. We have God Pharaoh's Statue. Now, this card I will play in Commander. I like this card a lot. We have as our Planeswalker, and we're going to do this a little different. We're going to have commons, uncommons, Planeswalkers, and rares. But we have Zhang Yangu Wildcrafter, which can turn everybody into a mana dork. And our first rare is Krenko, 10th Street Kingpin, and I'm hoping to pull a feather in this booster box. If I do, he's going in my feather deck. Island, and there's that gorgeous assassin token. I did not pull one of these at the pre-release, but that's probably one of my favorite tokens I've ever seen. She's gorgeous. My pity pack, I did pull a Johnny, because I did take 8th place at my pre-release. I believe things were not recorded correctly. I think I should have been probably somewhere in 6th or 7th place, but I think we had enough new people there. They weren't recording winners reported, but I think they were reporting win or loss, so they were doing everything 2-0 or 0-2, and there were a bunch of 2-1 games, so those wins actually help a lot, and I had quite a few ties. But our first card uncommon here is Cruel Celebrant, which is an amazing card. This will be going into my Teysa Karlov deck. Then we have Saheeli, Sublime Artificer, and she will go great with Tezzeret over here. And everybody's favorite, the Boar God. Everybody's been waiting for the Boar God. There's our first mythic right there. I'll read what he does here. He's a 2 red, 3 colorless. He's a 6/6 trample. Whenever he attacks, you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. Return that creature to your hand at the beginning of the next end step. And when he dies, you can put him in your library 3rd from the top. This is an amazing card. I can see him being played in Commander easily with him as your commander and some Eldrazi in your deck and just being able to spam them out for free. So there's our first mythic. Let's raise our camera up here a little bit so you guys can have a little better view. And a wolf token, and a swampy. And then the last pack that I already opened. Right into the uncommons, we have Domri's Ambush. Great fight card, because it's a one-sided fight. So, as Absolute Cactus, who follows the channel, said, this makes it a punch card. We have Tyrant Scorn. Another good instant removal. I guess there is an uncommon missing from this group. But, like I said, I pulled this Ajani also out of my Pydia pack. I traded that one away and for a Bolas's Citadel and got this Ajani in this pack. So I had no problem trading one away. But Ajani the Great-Hearted is a great card. 2 green-white. Creatures you control have Vigilant. Comes in with 5 loyalty counters. +1 him, you gain 3 life. And you -2 him, and you put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control and a loyalty counter on each planeswalker you control. That's just bonkers and nuts. So now we can start getting into the new packs that I haven't opened at all. Yes, Absolute Cactus, you're correct. And if you can hold priority and cast another instant on top of it, you can possibly be able to proliferate at instant speed or any other number of things. And make that punch even harder. Mana Geode. Manalith only better. Commander Sphere only better. This will be going in all of my commander decks to replace Commander Sphere. So we get into our uncommons. We have a Cyclops Electromancer, Grateful Apparition, Angrath's Rampage, which is great. You get to choose one. Another great removal, which means we have ourselves another rare or mythic planeswalker, and that is Ugin. Exactly who I was hoping for. Ugin the Ineffable. So he's a 6 mana for 4 loyalty. Colorless spells cost you 2 less to cast. +1, exile the top card of your library face down and look at it. Create a 2/2 colorless spirit creature token. When that token leaves the battlefield, put the exiled card into your hand. And -3 him, destroy target permanent that's 1 or more colors. I love Ugin. Ugin's my boy. Next pack. Man, Chain Whip Cyclops has just been sitting on the top of every single pack. Okay, here we go. We have Pledge of Unity. Put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control and gain 1 life for each creature you control. Great. Emergency Zone. I pulled one of these. I'll get to my deck tech later tonight. But this actually had a great function in one game. We have Angrath. Creatures you control have a menace, and you can amass 2 for the -2. And who do we have here? We have Storif Devkarin Lich. He's a 1 black/green for a legendary zombie elf wizard. 5/4 trample. Whenever he deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, return to your hand target creature or planeswalker card in your graveyard that wasn't put there this combat. Could be very fun. And let's see, he's just a regular rare. Planes and the big zombie token. Swordman Josh Gaming, where we can't open packs. Seems to always be at least one. And it looks like my Camera may be a little more blurry than it is normally. Okay, here we are into the uncommons. We have Tybalt's Rager, Liliana's Triumph, great card. We have Obnixilis the Hate Twisted, and the Stupid Hydra. We got the Hydra. The Hydra may do something, but we'll go ahead and read it. 3 green blue, 4/4 trample. Bioessence Hydra enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each loyalty counter on planeswalkers you control. Whenever one or more loyalty counters are put on a planeswalker you control, put that many +1/+1 counters on Bioessence Hydra. So it could be okay in a Super Friends deck. I don't know. Unless Super Friends really makes it big, I don't see it having being much more than just chaff. And then I do love the spirit tokens as well. Okay, here we go. There's the Chain Whip Cyclops yet again. He is just everywhere. Another Mana Geode. Alright, here we go. We have our first uncommon would be Bleeding Edge. It's okay. 10th District Legionnaire. Kiora, Behemoth Beckoner. And so that means that we have Solar Blaze. Each creature deals damage to itself equal to its power. This is also a great card for Feather. It doesn't target Feather, so I'll have to look more to see if it would return or not. But it's still a good board wipe card, especially since Feather won't kill itself. Gilded Globe, one of the worst mana-fixing cards I have ever seen. Into the uncommons. Leyline Prowler. Love him as a mana dork. Love him that he has Death Touch and Lifelink. Great mid-game, great early game. Just like him. Dreadhorde Twins. 1 red, 3 colors for a 2/2. When it enters the battlefield at mass 2 and zombie tokens you control have trampled. There's your... Hi, Gavin Davis. How are you doing today? Absolute Cactus, here's your red for your mass army. For your mass commander deck. Our planeswalker for this set is Kasmina Enigmatic Mentor. Spells your opponent cast that target a creature you control cost 2 more to cast. And you can create a 2/2 blue wizard creature token. And it looks like looting for the -2. With a rare being, Single Combat. Another great board wipe in white. 2 white, 3 colorless. Each player chooses a creature or planeswalker they control, then sacrifices the rest. Players can't cast creatures or planeswalker spells until the end of their next turn. There's some ways that you could cheat around this by token generation, because those aren't being cast. But, so like, I know Absolute Cactus has a Krenko deck. This wouldn't affect him so much, except he'd be making a whole lot less tokens. But Krenko's tap ability isn't a casting. It just creates them. Oh, we have our first foil. We have a Bond of Discipline foil. Wow. That's pretty. Tap all creatures your opponent controls. Creatures you control gain lifelink until end of turn. Just need to put this with a Johnny so they have lifelink and vigilance. And you're set. Here we go. We got 2 packs left after this for the first third of the box. And I will be doing the deck tech for the deck that I did for my sealed set this weekend later on this evening, probably around 7 o'clock tonight. But into the uncommons, Tybalt's Rager. Price of Betrayal. I'm not quite sure where this is going to go. If this was at instant speed, it would be amazing. But being at sorcery speed, I'm just not so sure if I'd want to run this or not. We have another Zhang Yangu Wildcrafter. So we have Mobilized District. This makes me think more of Mishra's Factory, which I actually like Mishra's Factory better than I like Mobilized District. If I had to pick between the two, I'm going to be running Mishra's Factory. The only good thing about Mobilized District is the fact that it has Vigilance. So then you can tap it for mana afterwards. Kasmina's Transmutation. Great card. Another Mana Geode. I have no problem pulling Mana Geode to put in all my commander decks. So, first uncommon is Robobout Rider. 1 red-green with haste. It's a 0/4 to start with, but when it attacks, it gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. So I can imagine playing this guy with Ugin's Conjurant and being all hunky-dory. Next uncommon is Bonds of Revival. So a black and 4 colorless. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste until end of turn. For a Delver deck, this would work fine. For most other applications, being at sorcery speed, I'm not a fan. And then our Planeswalker will be Nahiri, Storm of Stone. As long as it's your turn, creatures you control have first strike, and equip abilities cost 1 less to cast. And you can -X her to deal X damage to target tapped creature. So our rare is Awakening of Vitu-Ghazi. Green, and 3. Put 9 +1/+1 counters on target land you control. It becomes a legendary 0/0 elemental creature with haste name Vitu-Ghazi. It's still a land. Interesting card. I don't know that this one will see much play either. The lands in this set are absolutely gorgeous. And we are down to the last pack of the first third of the box. And then we will do these in thirds going forward like I did for Ravnica Allegiance. So hopefully we get something spicy with this last third for a good ending. Augur Bolas. Now, this one, it was printed as an uncommon in this set, but it's been printed as a common in the past and is a staple of blue-black Delver Pauper. This is an amazing card for that set. It's 1 blue, 1 colorless for a 1/3 Merfolk Wizard. And when it comes into the battlefield, look at the top 3 cards of your library, and you can reveal an instant or sorcery card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. I actually only have 1 of these, and it's the common version. And I'm looking to get 3 more out of this box to finish and modify my blue-black Delver deck. So this is a good start, and the artwork's nice too on this one. Next uncommon is Rally of the Wings. Then we have our Davriel Rogue Shadow Mage as our Planeswalker. Black and 2 colorless with 3 loyalty. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, if that player has 1 or fewer cards in hand, it deals 2 damage to them. And -1, target player discards a card. This has a spot in my Haunt of Hightower deck immediately post-video. So we have Oath of Kaya. I pulled 1 of these in my pre-release kit, and I could not play white or black. I ended up playing blue-green, but we'll get into that later. So, not a bad card at all. When it comes into the battlefield. It deals 3 damage to any target, and you gain 3 life. And whenever an opponent attacks a planeswalker you control with 1 or more creatures, it deals 2 damage to that player, and you gain 2 lives. So it'll be great in a Super Friends deck. Otherwise, it is a white-black lightning bolt for 3. Not bad. It's good spot removal for different things. It's a legendary enchantment, so it stays on the board. Not bad for the life switch. It'll probably have a copy that goes into my Teysa Karlov deck anyways. And we have a foil of Nahiri Stoneblade. The foiling is great. I hope that you can actually see the light up there. I hope they don't curl too much. 1 red, 1 colorless, up to 2 target creatures each get +2/+0 until end of turn. And that will be the end of the first third of this booster box. If you like what you saw, subscribe or give me a like below. Give me a comment if you want to see more stuff like this. And there's Tezzeret coming on in. Like I said, later on this evening, I'll be doing a deck tech of the deck I ran into an 8th place finish at my pre-release out of, I believe it was 36, which isn't as good as my Ravnica Allegiance showing where I placed 5th, but still not horrible. Out of the top 4 players in the top 4 spots, 3 of them had Oketra, the white god, which is just impossible, almost impossible to get through in a pre-release setting. So I will see you all again later on this evening, and as always, may Keep Calm Kitty be with you.